All right, welcome, welcome. Welcome to your Monday evening practice, everyone. So we're starting in a comfortable seat. So you may want to sit on something. You may want to sit your sits bones down on the earth. That is entirely up to you. So once you find your version of your comfortable seat, and that can be with your legs folded in an easy seated pose. My knees don't allow me to do that these days. That's why my legs are out straight. That can be with your legs out straight. It can be in some other position. Once you find your version of your comfortable seated position, close your eyes down. And find length in your spine. So growing long in your spine. Let your shoulders soften down your back. Soften your face, your neck, and your jaw. And begin to tune in to your natural breath pattern. So your inhales are going to expand out through your belly side bodies, those areas below or on the sides of your ribs and your chest. And so expanding out as far as you can go with your inhales, and then your exhales are going to allow all of those aforementioned areas to travel back towards your back body. So taking these next few moments to really let your attention rest on your breath coming in and then your breath going out. And we are taking this time to bring our attention to the very present moment. So the here and the now. And so we want to scoot all of those previous events of the day, the thoughts of the previous events of the day, into the background. And then we want to do the same with the upcoming events of the evening. That only brings our attention to only right here and right now, which is the only place that life actually exists. And so this week's theme is similar to the themes we have been exploring over the last several weeks that are related to peak pose sequences. So this sequence, like many others that I have offered lately, surrounds a specific peak posture. And so what that means, if you've never practiced in that format before, what that means is we have a specific peak pose, and so then we do a bunch of warm-up postures that will get us open in through the area of the body that this posture is all about. And then we will also cool down in relation to those specific areas that we are opening once we have come into the peak posture. So this week's peak pose is blossoming lotus. And so this pose is really good for deeply stretching the hips, and it also helps to strengthen the core and the lower back, and it calms the mind to prepare you for meditation. So this pose is a seated pose, and it's kind of like butterfly pose, but you lift your feet up. And then you rest your hands under your legs. So it's not as popular of a pose as what some of the other peak poses have been. So some of the other benefits is it lengthens the glutes, hamstrings, and groin. improves flexibility by opening the hips, knees, and ankles. So it really focuses a lot on the lower body. It builds core strength by engaging the abdominal muscles to help you balance, helps to relieve tension, so it reduces pelvic stiffness and lower limb tightness. And the mental benefits is it boosts focus because it challenges your physical balance to improve mental concentration. It reduces stress, like most other yoga postures do, sometimes. So it helps to calm the central nervous system to ease anxiety, and it helps to clear the mind. So it can prepare your brain for deep meditation and relaxation. And a little bit of history. The blossoming lotus pose, known in Sanskrit as, forgive my pronunciation if it's wrong, Vikasita Kamalasana. And it's a flowing and balancing posture that evolved from ancient seated meditation roots. It draws heavily from the spiritual symbolism of the lotus flower in Hindu and Buddhist traditions, where the blooming blossom represents rising above life's challenges into spiritual awakening. And so if you don't know much about the lotus flower, it grows in deep, muddy water, but it blooms clearly on the surface of the water. And this mirrors the human journey of overcoming adversity to achieve enlightenment. And so as we walk off of our mats and out into the world after this practice, may we be more grounded and centered and be moving even closer to enlightenment, such as our lovely lotus flower. Blossoming lotus is our theme. So bringing one hand to rest on your heart and the other hand to rest on your belly. And we're going to take 5 rounds of Samavriti, which is equal parts breath. So you're just simply breathing equally and on your inhale as to your exhale. And so no need to count or anything. Just try to keep your inhales and exhales as even as possible. And we'll begin now. So inhale deeply in through the nose, expand out as far as you can go. And then exhale to release, letting your navel draw back toward your spine. Inhale to expand, starting at the bottom of the belly, rising up through the midsection, and letting the top of the inhale land at the top of the chest. And then exhale, release, letting your navel come back towards your spine. Inhale deeply in through the nose, bottom of the belly, rising up through the midsection, landing at the top of the chest. And then exhale, navel draws back towards the spine. 2 more of these. Inhale deeply in through the nose, rising up and letting the top of the inhale land at the top of the chest. And then exhale, releasing, drawing your navel back towards your spine. Inhale deeply in through the nose. And then exhale, navel back towards the spine. And just taking a moment now to come back to your natural breath pattern. And just simply noticing. So noticing any differences in your physical or subtle bodies. This little bit of breath work here. And take another deep breath in through the nose and then breath out. Let your palms rest down by your hips on your mat. Bring your feet to touch in a butterfly position. And you may want your blocks under your knees. So if you're like me and you have knee sensitivity or if you have tight hips, having the blocks resting under the knees is very helpful here. And placing the palms on the earth once again. Take a deep breath in, grow long in the spine here. Let your shoulders relax down your back. And then on your breath out, you're going to spin your torso to the right and rest your right palm behind you. And if you go to the wrong side, it's all good. Just go to the opposite side next time. Take a deep breath in, grow long in the spine here. And then exhale, let your shoulders melt down away from your ears. Fullest, deepest inhale here. And then exhale, we're going to make our way back to center. Inhale, we grow long in the spine once again. Press your palms into the earth here. And then exhale, we're going to spin our heart open to the left. So we're doing all of this on the other side. Take a deep breath in, grow long in the spine. Your right palm's resting on your left knee, or resting wherever is comfortable. And then exhale to stay. Fullest, deepest inhale, growing long in the spine once again. And then exhale, release back to center. So we're going to do those movements one more time on each side. And we're going to add on a little bit. Inhale, growing long in the spine. Imagining you have a string coming out from the crown of your head all the way up to the sky. Exhale, twist to the right. So left palm rests on right knee and press your right palm into the earth behind you. Take a deep breath in, grow long in the spine, and then as you exhale, perhaps you press your knees down closer to the earth if you can, and then let your right ear travel towards your right shoulder. So we're getting a nice little neck stretch in here as well. Fullest, deepest inhale here. You guys look great. And then exhale, back to center. Inhale, grow long in the spine. One more time from this position. And then exhale, we twist open to the left. Fullest, deepest inhale, grow long in the spine. Exhale, perhaps you press your knees down. Mine are not going to go down any further, but that doesn't mean yours won't. And then bring your left ear toward your left shoulder. I always sleep wrong. I sleep on my belly, and I sleep with my head to the right. So having this little neck stretch is absolutely glorious. I hope you get as much out of it as I am. Take a deep breath in through the nose right here. And then exhale, we release and come back to center. Remove your blocks off to the side for the time being. And bring your hands to the outsides of your knees. Be nice to your legs by gently guiding them back into center. And then stretch your feet long. So we're going to come into a seated posture called Janu Sirsasana, or head to knee pose. So next inhale, we grow long in the spine as we did previously. Exhale, we're going to bring the right sole of the foot on the inside of the left knee. And if having your block underneath of that knee is a thing for you, by all means, go there. Take a deep breath in, grow tall in the spine once again, keeping the shoulders and face relaxed. Exhale, we spin our torso towards our left leg, and then we draw our face towards our left knee. So you're folding forward over that left knee. Take a deep breath in. Feel the stretch in the back space behind your heart, as well as your hips. And then exhale, navel towards the spine. Take a full breath in through the nose. And exhale. Fullest, deepest inhale to expand. And then exhale, chin in towards the chest. Release the grip wherever your hands are. Rising your torso back up. Palms pressed down by your hips and straighten your legs once again. And so since our blossoming lotus pose is a deep hip opener, that's going to be the focus of a lot of our postures this evening. Next inhale, we're going to bring that left sole of the foot on the inside of the right knee. For me, I have extra knee sensitivity on the side, so I'm going to place my block underneath of there. And then grow long in the spine. Let your torso face towards that right leg and right foot. And then exhale, fold forward and reach your hands as far forward as they can go. Noticing the difference in sides. So for me on this side, since I have all this tightness in my knee and my left hip, I can't reach my right foot, but that's okay. I've got my palms resting on the earth on either side of my right leg. Take a deep breath in through the nose to expand, feeling all of the expansion, especially in the back side of your body. And then as you exhale, perhaps you lean even further forward. perhaps you do not. Take a full breath into the nose right here. And exhale. Take one more deep breath in to expand. And then exhale, chin in towards the chest. We're going to rise back up once again. We're going to straighten our legs. Move your props if you have them. And then we're going to spread our feet out nice and wide. So bring the flesh of the bum out from underneath of you. Take a deep breath in, grow long in the spine, shoulders are relaxed. And exhale to stay. Next inhale, we float the fingertips up high. Gaze goes up towards the sky. See if you can keep your tailbone tucked up towards your belly button and your shoulders relaxed. And then exhale, we're going to lean to the left. So resting your left forearm on the inside of that left leg and let your right arm drape over your right ear. Next inhale, we're going to back that right shoulder up behind the right ear. Yeah. Exhale, bring your gaze under your right elbow. Take a full breath in through the nose right here. And then breath out, roll that right arm forward and down, roll through center. Breath in, we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Beautiful work. Breath out, back that left shoulder up behind the left ear, and let your gaze come under your left arm. Take a deep breath in through the nose. So we're getting in, not only are we getting into hips, we're getting into our side bodies here. And then exhale, release, come through center. Inhale, this time we walk our fingertips forward in center. And then exhale, perhaps your face comes down towards or to the earth. If you have the space to come all the way down, by all means. I do not, but that's okay. If you're feeling it, you're doing it. And yes, you can always use a block if you need to prop under your face or hands. Take a deep breath in, reach your fingertips long while pressing your sits bones down into the earth. Exhale, maybe, just maybe, you can bring your face even closer to the earth. Maybe not. Take another deep breath in through the nose right here. Exhale, navel moves towards the spine. Take one more breath in here. And then exhale, chin towards the chest and rising all the way up to a seated position. Leaning back on your hands behind you. Bend both knees so your feet are still nice and wide. You may have to readjust a little bit. Take a deep breath in to grow long in the spine. Breath out. We're going to come into some seated windshield wipers. Yeah. So nice. Feels so good. Our hips are going to be nice and open when we're all done here. And continuing to breathe deep. And then coming back to center, back to stillness. And then make your way to a tabletop position. So, hips are over knees and shoulders are over wrists. Perhaps you have a pad underneath of your knees if the floor is not too hard. So that's what our trusty friend, the blanket, is for. I'm doing all right now, so I don't need a pad, but I will later, I'm sure. Pressing down through the four corners of your palms. So the four corners of the palms are this area right here. And then grip your mat with your finger pad. So that helps to strengthen your arms and your shoulder girdle. Gently tucking your tailbone forward and up towards your belly button and shrug your shoulders down your back. Take a deep breath in through the nose and then breath out. Just come into some organic movements with your torso here. So I like to draw circles with my hips, head, and shoulders. You may want to sway from side to side. You may want to draw deep circles all the way around, as we did last week, if you were in class last week. You may want to just come into some traditional cat-cows. You do you here. And just breathing deep. So breathing into what you feel here. Fullest, deepest inhale here in these lovely midsection opening movements. And then exhale. And then reverse the direction. So if you're drawing circles, go the opposite way. And if you are doing cat-cows, come into some reverse cat-cows. And once again, breathing deep. Take a full inhale here, and then as you exhale, come back to center and back to stillness. So back to your neutral tabletop position. Next inhale, you're going to walk both hands over towards the left long edge of the mat. Exhale, step your right foot forward, and then frame your right foot with all 10 fingers. So you're going to squiggle that right foot in center. Squiggle is my new favorite word for some reason. You may want to back your left knee up towards the back short edge of the mat. And then next inhale, you're going to clasp all 10 fingers together, rise your torso up, rest your clasped fingers on that front knee. So this is our monkey lunge position. Exhale, scissor your inner thighs towards each other and sink your hips down low. Inhale, we're going to release the clasp of the fingers, keep the left hand resting on the right knee, raise the right fingertips up towards the sky, torso twists to the right. Exhale, maybe your hips sink down lower. Maybe they don't. If you're feeling it, you're doing it. Take a deep breath in, reach high through those right fingertips, right from where you are. And then exhale, float all 10 fingertips down to frame your front foot. Inhale, we're going to back our hips up towards our back heel. So that's our left heel. Beautiful work. And then exhale, plant your palms. Make your way back to that neutral tabletop position. So all of that on the other side. Next inhale, we walk both hands over towards the right. Exhale, step that left foot forward and squiggle it in between your hands. So all 10 fingers frame that front foot. And you may need to back that right knee up. You also may need to pad under the right knee. Inhale, we're going to clasp all 10 fingers together, rise the torso up to stack over the hips, scissoring your inner thighs towards each other. So that means dragging the right hip forward and the left hip back. And then exhale to sink your hips down low. Take a deep breath in through the nose right here, releasing the clasp of the fingers. Right hand stays put. And spinning your heart open towards the left fingertips up towards the sky. Beautiful work, everyone. Exhale, maybe your hips sink down lower. Maybe they don't. Inhale, reach higher through those left fingertips. Exhale, circle the arms down and around, fingertips frame the front foot. Inhale, we back our hips up towards our right heel. And exhale, beautiful work. Plant your palms, make your way through a tabletop position. Curl the toes and hinge the hips. And we meet in our lovely Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. So gripping the mat with the finger pads, pressing down firmly through the four corners of the palms, shrugging the tops of the shoulder heads down and away from the ears. Take a deep breath in right here. You're strong and sturdy in your downward facing dog. And then exhale, begin to, if you'd like, begin to come into some movement. Some of you are already doing that. That's wonderful. So bending your knees, pedaling your feet, shaking your head, yes and no. And you can always come back down to a tabletop position, or you can not move and stay still in your down dog. And if everything is just feeling too much for you this evening, feel free to go to child's pose. So that's always there for you. Take a deep breath in through the nose, and then breath out. Come back to center, back to stillness. Next inhale, bend the knees, raise heels and hips up towards the sky, pressing firmly into your palms. Exhale, heels and heart. Melt down towards the earth. Inhale, we're going to let our gaze come up towards the top short edge of the mat. And then exhale, we're going to walk our feet all the way up to the top. Big toes touch, or feet are hip distance. I will leave that to you. Next inhale, float your fingertips up behind you, Ardha Uttanasana, flat back. And then exhale, let the crown of the head float down towards the earth and nose towards knees to fold. So you may want to bring opposite hands to opposite elbows here. Sway from side to side. Shake your head, yes and no. our lovely Uttanasana position. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And exhale. Fullest, deepest inhale. And exhale. Take another deep breath in through the nose to come back to center, back to stillness. And then exhale, release the grip of your arms or your elbows if you have it. Drawing your chin in towards your chest, let your head and arms hang heavy. Keep a soft bend in your knees. Press down through the four corners of the feet and spread out through the toes. So the four corners of the feet are the inner and outer portions of the balls of the feet and the inner and outer portions of your heels. Next, inhale, we're going to come up through our zombie raise. So see if you can keep your chin in towards your chest and head and arms hanging heavy as you rise up nice and slow. And then exhale, we're going to meet in our Tadasana mountain pose. So your hands are hanging down by your hips. You're letting your shoulders soften down your back, soften your face, your neck, and your jaw. And then we're going to come into this week's variation of sun salutations. So inhale, palms pressed together. Rise them up towards the sky, tailbone tucks up, keeping the shoulders and face relaxed. Exhale, swan, dive down, lead with your heart. Nose towards knees to fold. Inhale, hands on the shins. We rise up to a flat back, shoulders down the back. Exhale, we're going to plant our fingertips and step our right toes back, dropping our right knee down to a pad or the earth. I think I'm going to use a pad this time. Left knee is stacked over left ankle. Inhale, float the fingertips forward and up. Stack the torso over the hips. So we're working to scissor our inner thighs together or towards each other once again. And then exhale, sink your hips down low. Take a deep breath in, reach high through the fingertips here. Beautiful, ladies. Exhale, two, circle the arms down and around. Fingertips frame your front foot. Next inhale, we're going to straighten the back leg. Tops of the shoulders are down and away from the ears. Maybe you even get light in your fingers. Look at you guys go. Exhale, plant your palms and make your way to your downward facing dog. Next, inhale, we ripple our bodies forward into our plank pose. Press the earth away as you do so. Drop your knees right away if you need to. And then exhale, we're actually going to drop our knees, chest and chin down to the earth. Elbows hugging tight to the ribs. Inhale, peel your heart up as you release the whole front side of your body to the earth for Bhujangasana Cobra pose. And then exhale to curl toes, hinge hips into your downward facing dog. Next inhale, we're going to float the right toes up to the sky behind us. And then exhale, round the spine, drawing the right knee in towards the nose. Float the shoulders over the wrists, stepping your right foot in between your hands. Next inhale, we're going to turn and face the long edge of our mat. So we're in a wide-legged Prasarita Padottanasana position. Exhale, two, keep a soft bend in the knees, and bringing the crown of the head down towards the earth. Take a deep breath in through the nose right here. And breath out. Seeing if you can get the crown of the head even closer to the earth. Take a full inhale here. And exhale. Next, inhale, we're going to rise up from this position nice and slow. So really press firmly into the four corners of the feet. And then rise up to a 5-pointed star position. So reaching all 10 fingertips out nice and wide. Beautiful work. Exhale, turn your heels in towards each other and your toes out. Beautiful work. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And then breath out. We're going to sink down into our knees and cross our arms in front. Beautiful. Take a deep breath in. Rise up once again. We're going to do that 2 more times. Exhale, 2. Sink your hips down low. Cross your arms. 1 more time. Inhale. Reach your fingertips high. Tuck your tailbone forward. Exhale. Sink your hips down low. Beautiful work. Take a deep breath in, reach high through the fingertips, point all 10 toes towards the long edge of the mat, and then exhale to actually turn the right toes towards the short edge of the mat and come into your Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2 position. Beautiful. Take a deep breath in, reach through the fingertips. Breath out, reach back through your left fingertips, and notice how that really stacks the torso over the hips. Notice all of the stuff that gets turned on by doing that simple movement. Take a deep breath in, tuck your tailbone forward and up. And then breath out, we're going to come to extended side angle. So resting the right elbow on the right knee, nice and softly. So you don't want to dump into that right shoulder. You want to keep that a gentle rest. Take a deep breath in, reach through the left fingertips and press down firmly through the knife edge of that back foot. So your left foot. Exhale to straighten that front leg and then inhale, Trikonasana, triangle pose. So left fingertips up towards the sky, right fingertips down. Yes, please, if you need to, grab a hold of your block. So your right hand is on your shin, a block, or the earth. Maybe even your thigh. You need to come up higher. Take a deep breath in, press your tailbone forward, reach your left fingertips high. And then breath out, cartwheel your arms down and around. Breath in, we come into a low runner's lunge position. And then breath out, left big toe meets the right and nose towards knees to fold. Take a deep breath in through the nose in your forward fold. Exhale, nose even closer to the knees. So keeping a soft bend in the knees and pressing down through the four corners of the feet. Fullest, deepest inhale here. And exhale. Take another deep breath in through the nose. And exhale. Next inhale, reverse swan dive. Arms come out and up. Palms touch up top. Tuck the tailbone up. Exhale, palms travel down through heart center. Release your hands by your hips for your Tadasana, mountain pose. So we're going to do all of that stuff on the other side. So next inhale, palms touch at heart center. Tuck the tailbone up. Float your touching palms up towards the sky. This time as you exhale, let your touching palms float down through heart center as you hinge at the hips to fold. Inhale, rising up to a flat back. This time we float our fingertips up behind us. Exhale, let your fingertips plant onto the mat. Step your left toes back, and you're going to drop your left knee to a pad or the earth. I can't talk this evening. I don't think I can talk ever when I'm teaching. Right knee is stacked over right ankle. Inhale, float the fingertips forward and up. So we're in an Anjaneyasana, low lunge position. Scissoring your inner thighs towards each other. That's where the deep hip opening comes in. And then exhale, sink your hips down low. Take a deep breath in, reach high through those fingertips from here. Exhale, float the fingertips down and around. They frame your front foot. Next inhale, straighten that back leg. Tops of the shoulders down and away from the ears. Keep scissoring those inner thighs towards each other, getting light in your fingers if you want to go there. Beautiful work. Exhale, plant the palms and make your way to your downward facing dog. Pressing down firmly through the four corners of the palms, grip the mat with the finger pads. Next, inhale, bend the knees, raise heels and hips up towards the sky. And then exhale, heels and heart. Melt down towards the earth. Inhale, chin in towards the chest. We ripple our bodies forward into our plank pose. Really press the earth away, even if your knees are already down. Exhale, actually drop knees, chest and chin down to the earth. Inhale, cobra pose. Release the whole front side of your body. Peel your heart up. Gaze goes up high. Exhale, curl toes, hinge hips. And downward facing dog. Next inhale, float the left toes up to the sky behind you. See if you can keep your shoulders squared. And you can always drop that bottom knee down if that feels better for you.
Exhale, float the shoulders over the wrists, drawing your left knee in towards center, and however you can get it there, your left foot lands in between your hands. Always have to baby this side. So never feel bad if you have to use some other way to get there. Turning towards the other long edge of your mat, so we're in a wide-legged fold position. Take a deep breath in, rise up to a half back, float your fingertips up behind you, and then exhale, drape your torso down and let the crown of the head come down towards the earth. And so from here, we're going to be here for a couple of breaths, so perhaps you bring opposite hands to opposite elbows and begin to sway. So this is another nice, really nice way to get into some deeper opening in your inner groin muscles. Fullest, deepest inhale here. Exhale, navel moves in towards the spine. Take another deep breath in. And exhale. Fullest, deepest inhale. And then exhale, coming back to center, back to stillness. Next inhale, we're going to rise up nice and slow from here. Once again, letting your fingertips float up and out. 5-pointed star position. And then exhale, tuck your tailbone up toward your belly button. Take a deep breath in right here, and then breath out. We're going to face our heels towards each other. So we're going to do that same little sinking movement that we did on the other side. Fullest, deepest inhale. Exhale, bend into your knees, cross your arms in front of you. Inhale, rise up, take up lots of space. Exhale, maybe opposite arm in front as you lower the hips. Inhale, we rise up, take up lots of space. Exhale, cross your arms in front, sink your hips down. Beautiful work. Take a deep breath in, reach them up high, getting nice and bright. Exhale, straighten your right foot, turn your left toes towards the short front edge of the mat, and make your way to your Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2 position. Take a deep breath in, reach back through those right fingertips. So notice how that backs your torso up to stack even more over your hips. I don't know about you guys, but when I'm in this posture, I'm always leaning to the knee that's bending. And I want to get the most out of it. And then exhale to sink down more deeply into that left knee. Soften your shoulders down your back. Take a full breath in right here. Breath out, extended side angle. So a gentle rest of that left elbow. You don't want to sink down into that left shoulder. Take a deep breath in. Let your legs and hips do all the work here. They are very strong. Tucking your tailbone up towards your belly button. Reach through those right fingers. And then breath out, grabbing your block if necessary. Straightening that left leg. Trikonasana triangle pose. So if your block's too far away and you don't want to grab for it, you can always just modify by resting your hand on your left shin. Take a deep breath in, tuck the tailbone forward here. And then exhale to stay fullest, deepest inhale. And exhale, take one more breath in here. And then exhale, float all 10 fingers down. We're going to come into a low runner's lunge position. So your back heel raises up, sink your hips down low. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And then breath out. We're going to drop the right knee. Bring the left knee to meet it. And hips towards heels for your child's pose. Forehead rests down towards or on the earth. Fullest, deepest inhale to expand. So see if you can concentrate on breathing from the very bottom of your belly from this position and letting the inhale rise all the way up to the top of the chest. And then exhale, maybe your hips sink down closer to your heels. Maybe they don't. Fullest, deepest inhale here. And exhale. Take another deep breath in through the nose. And exhale. Next inhale, we press the earth away. Let your gaze come up in between your hands. And then exhale, moving up through a tabletop position and making your way back to a seated position. So stretching your legs long, bringing the flesh of the bum out from underneath of you. Next breath in, we're going to bend that right knee and draw it up towards our chest. Breath out, we're going to cradle our baby. So I like to call this cradling the baby or rocking the baby. Anybody who's at Karen's practiced with me multiple times, she probably remembers this little movement. I don't know where I came up with rock the baby, but okay. Holding on to your right foot with your left hand and holding on to your right knee with your right hand. Take a deep breath in, grow long in the spine. Breath out to rock your baby. And so the closer you can get your leg in towards your body, the more of hip opening you will potentially get here. And if you can't get it close, that's okay. Once again, if you're feeling it, you're doing it. Take a deep breath in right here. And then breath out. Take another breath in through the nose. And then breath out. Come back to center, back to stillness, and place that right foot on the outside of the left knee. Next breath in, we're going to bring almost did the wrong side. I'm going to bring the right fingertips behind us. Float the left fingertips forward and up towards the sky. And then breath out, Ardha Matsyendrasana, half Lord of the Fishes. So we are twisting our torso to the right. So see if you can keep your shoulders down your back, away from your ears. And see if you can keep growing long in your spine here. Fullest, deepest inhale. Exhale, maybe your gaze comes behind you if it's not already there. See if you can keep pressing that right knee into the left elbow and vice versa. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And then exhale, we're going to counter twist the opposite direction. Fullest, deepest inhale to grow long in the spine once again. And then exhale, we release to come back to center, and we're going to do all of that on the other side. Maybe take a moment to bounce your knees. I'm always really privy to being super nice to our knees with all of the knee stuff I have. Coming back to center, back to stillness. Next inhale, we grow long in the spine once again, drawing the left knee in towards the chest. And then exhale to cradle your baby. So left hand on left knee, right hand on left foot. Take a deep breath in. See if you can maintain the length in the spine, and then breath out. Rock your baby. So this is such an excellent way to turn on this specific joint, so this specific hip joint. Really nice way to get more deeply into our hips, as with many of these poses. Take a deep breath in through the nose and exhale. Fullest, deepest inhale. And exhale. Hopefully your baby's not crying. Take a deep breath in through the nose. My kids are grown, so I'm over crying babies. Exhale to release. Come back to stillness and drop the left foot on the outside of the right knee. Take a deep breath in. Bring the left fingertips behind. Float the right fingertips forward and up, keeping your shoulders and face relaxed. And then exhale, we're going to twist to the left. So if you can't get that elbow on the outside of the knee, no matter which side you're doing, you can always hug. So you can always place your arm down and just simply hug the knee. Because not everybody can do all of the same things, and that's okay. That's what makes us unique. Take a deep breath in, grow long in the spine. And breath out to stay. Take another inhale here. Exhale, perhaps you twist even more deeply behind you. So perhaps your gaze comes further behind. Take a full inhale here, in through the nose. And then exhale, twist the opposite direction. Take one breath in right here. And then breath out. We come back to center and make your way to Paschimottanasana. So seated forward fold. So
It's totally fine if you can't come down very far. It's also totally fine to use your block underneath of your face. If you have a strap, fantastic. You can always wrap it around your feet to help you have more accessibility in the posture.
Take a deep breath in. See if you can really lengthen in from your spine here, or lengthen long into your spine. And then exhale. Maybe your face comes closer to your knees. Maybe it doesn't. Take a full breath in through the nose. And exhale. Take another deep inhale here. And then exhale to release, chin in towards the chest. And come all the way up to a seated position. So we have reached the star of the show, our blossoming lotus. So what I'd like to do, I had to really play around with this to figure out how to get into it. And I still feel kind of awkward, but that's okay. Pressing your palms just and leaning back just a little bit is a nice way to make this pose more accessible. Bring the soles of the feet to touch like you're in a butterfly position. Take a deep breath in and then breath out. You're going to rise the soles of the feet up and then bring your arms, your hands underneath of your legs. And so that's how to get into it. Take a full inhale here. Exhale, bring your thumb and index finger to touch and splay out through your fingers. Inhale, grow long in the spine. Exhale, splay out through your toes. So that's the blossom of the lotus. Beautiful, ladies. Take a deep breath in through the nose. See if you can keep your spine long, shoulders down the back. You guys look great. Exhale to stay. Take one more breath in here. And then breath out, we release. And we make our way into a forward fold in our butterfly position. So hopefully you won't need the blocks under your knees this time. But if you do, by all means, you can grab a hold of them to let them rest under your knees. Take a deep breath in. Feel the stretch behind your heart space. And exhale, navel moves back towards the spine. Fullest, deepest inhale here. And exhale. Take another deep breath in through the nose. Rise your gaze up halfway. And then as you exhale, let your pressed feet move forward. And bring the tops of your hands underneath of your legs. So this is called cobbler's pose. Take a deep breath in. See if you can keep your spine nice and straight. So instead of rounding as much, maybe lengthen through the spine. Shrug the shoulders down the back. You guys look fantastic. Exhale, maybe your face from here comes down closer to the earth. Maybe it doesn't. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And exhale. Fullest, deepest inhale. Imagining that string coming out from the crown of the head. And then exhale. Hands slide out from underneath of the legs. Chin in towards the chest. Coming all the way back up. Bringing your knees to touch. And then straightening your legs. And then one more time for us to bounce our knees up and down here. Just to release any stuff, any tension, any extra junk that's no longer necessary. So Dandasana staff pose. So bringing the big toes to touch, bringing the flesh of the bum out from underneath of you, growing tall in the spine from here. Inhale, float your fingertips forward and up. And then exhale, we're going to lay down on purpose. So yes, you may want to scoot forward. So laying down on purpose means as slowly as you can while keeping your heels on the earth. And it's okay if neither one of those things happen. All right, beautiful. You guys are fantastic. All right, so palms rest by the hips, bend the knees, soles of the feet are on the earth, Tuck the tailbone up towards the belly button and shrug your shoulders down your back and let your chin come in toward your chest. So the chin in towards the chest and tucking the tailbone up are really nice ways to press the entire length of your spine and your back body into the earth. Soles of the feet are hip distance on the earth. Next inhale, we're going to come into bridge pose. So we're going to rise our hips up towards the sky. And then exhale to stay. Take a deep breath in. Maybe your hips rise even higher. Maybe they don't. And exhale. Inhale, rise your hips even higher. And then exhale, we're going to do a little movement that I like to call smileys. So you're going to draw smiley faces with your hips. So you're going to rock your right hip up towards the sky. Let your hips sink down low and center, and then left hip goes up towards the sky. We're going to do 2 more of those. Inhale from here. Exhale, draw your smiley face. Right hip goes up. Inhale from here, and then exhale, draw your smiley face. Left hip goes up. Inhale back into your traditional bridge pose, Seto Bandhasana, letting your hips extend even further as far as they can up towards the sky. And then exhale as slowly as you can. Sink your hips down to the earth. Bringing your knees and feet to touch and drawing your knees in toward your face, face in toward your knees. Take a deep breath in here, giving yourself a hug. Very good. And then exhale, making your way into your most supported variation of your final Shavasana, corpse pose, your final resting pose here. So feel free to prop up. Feel free to use your blanket as a pillow. Feel free to rest your block or blocks under your knees. Feel free to just lie completely flat and take up all kinds of space. And if lying down does not feel good for you, you can always come into seated meditation. And once you've gotten all of that stuff figured out and all of your fidgets worked out, coming to complete stillness, letting all of this work we just did melt down into the earth to come into full rest. And every time your mind wanders, as it inevitably will, bring your attention right back to your breath.
Beginning once again to deepen your breath. Wiggling fingers and toes, circling wrists and ankles, maybe taking a long body stretch by reaching your arms up overhead, pointing down through your toes, are all really nice ways to gently help to reawaken your physical body. And while you're slowly coming back to, still in a reclined position, perhaps you take any other movements that might feel good to you before you make your way back with no rush to a comfortable seated position. Welcome back, and then once back in your comfortable seat, finishing where we started. So we're closing our eyes down. Finding length in your spine, so finding length from the very tip of the tailbone all the way up to the very top of your head. Let your shoulders be soft down your back, soften your face, neck, and jaw. Bring your tongue off of the roof of your mouth. And then finally, place one hand on your heart and the other hand on your belly, such as we did at the beginning of class. And simply notice what you are leaving class with versus what you showed up with. So notice any differences in what you might be feeling, and no judgments with what you notice, just observe. And as we walk off of our mats and out into the world, may we be more grounded and centered and closer to enlightenment, such as our lovely lotus flower example. May we be more like blossoming lotuses. Bring your palms to touch at heart center. Bow your chin in towards your chest. Deepest gratitude to your body and your breath to be able to move, breathe, and practice in this way, in this space, and with each other. Deepest gratitude to ourselves for showing up and carving time out of our lives for ourselves. Bringing your thumbs to touch at your third eye center, the space in between your eyebrows. And in our shared collective offerings, we bow. Namaste.